And there you have it. Freshly painted. See how clean. Okay, so what are we doing today? Well, as you can see, I've got the rag over here. You know what that means? It means I'm gonna have to put the hood back into place. It doesn't have to be like perfectly lined up and everything, because the whole idea is it's taking space and I need to put it over here so that I can work on the hood. Remember the holes that we had? We fixed it from the inside, but we didn't fix it from the outside. So the only way to do that is I need to line it up perfectly, and that way I can do that. It shouldn't be that hard. You've got 4 bolts, use size 12, and that should be all right. Why do I put a rag? Because it's painted from here, so I don't want it to cause damage or to be scratched. That's why you put a rag. Now I'm gonna find another rag to the other side, and basically in a perfect world, it should be a 2-man job where someone holds it while the other one line it up and put the bolts on. But since I'm a 1-man army, so the only way to do that is just, I need to line it up over here. So as if like I'm actually covering the hood area. Then after that, I'll just tilt it a bit. I'll use the strut. Basically that will work. And based on that, we'll just line it up slowly. See how that goes. Cool. And there you have it. Bolted properly, everything. Mind you, I haven't lined it up, as you can see. Literally, I just bolted on and just showed you. Now, in theory, it should line up almost next to perfect. There you go. Latched, proper. And if you do this, it closes. So everything is fine, everything's perfect. Lines-wise, yep, they are way off. But that's normal, you know why? Because I didn't even install this. I only just put it like this. Similarly on the other side. So it can easily be adjusted. All what I cared about now is just simply put it back. And that's it. Eventually, we still need to fix this area. So you can clearly see that there was a metal from the other side, and that's the Chinese epoxy that we used. What we need to do now, put another piece of metal over here with epoxy in order to seal it up properly, and after that we'll use some putty and fix it all up. See how that goes. And there you have it. Problem solved. Remember the metal sheet that we bought? We just cut small piece in a square, then with a normal scissors or something like that, you start cutting into shape until it just becomes round enough to fit into the hole. Once that is done, I applied some epoxy underneath. I put it on top, then I applied some additional epoxy on top of it and closed all the holes. Whilst it looks super ugly now, don't worry about it. Once we reach the paint phase, we will basically sand it. And if there is any indentation whatsoever, we'll use the mudding to make it perfect. The aim was to plug up the hole. Keep that in mind. That's it, because at the end of the day, you don't want it to seep water inside, and you don't want it to be ugly. Mudding will fix that problem. The metal and the epoxy will fix the water leakage issue. So far so good. I'm just gonna try to get the car outside because I've got other small things that I need to do. I've been delaying them for so long, I figured might as well just do them now. Cool? Okay, see those plastic pieces? Those are the trims. Window trim, windshield trim, the door trims and everything. Look at it, it's supposed to be black and it's supposed to be perfect black. However, look at the blue. This from the previous owner, it's been oversprayed. This is something nasty, and trust me, it'll stand out. It'll make the car look ugly. The plan is we need to wet sand this one, clean it up, and throw a coat of black paint. Now I do have the spray, the matte black. I figured it will look cool on the car to have a matte black theme to it as well. So this is the plan. We'll see how that goes. I bought some rubber trims and rubber seals to replace the ones that I think I'm about to destroy now. If I can salvage it, it's all good and well. If I can't, so be it. I already bought a new one, I'm just waiting for it. Let's start with sanding and cleaning, and we'll take it from there, okay? Alright guys, I saved you the boring parts. We washed it with the soap and water, and after that wet sanded it, and it's looking good. I removed all the dried plastic trims and everything out of it, so now all what you have is just this perfectly done, prepped trim. One of them goes to the windshield, so basically goes like this at the bottom, and the other one goes the opposite way basically, or something like that at the front. This is how basically it works. Because this is metal and this is plastic, at least this side, this one requires just a normal primer, whilst this one, the plastic parts, they do need plastic primer. Why? Because plastic flex, whilst metal doesn't much, so this one holds its place. This is a plastic, so heat and everything, it becomes a bit more flexible. That's why the primer that you need to apply, it needs to take that into account, so it needs more like elastic rubbery type. Once you apply the primer on that, you're good to go to apply the paint. All of those needs to be painted black. I've already got the matte black, so the plan is I'll apply normal primer on these two after of course I wax and grease remove all the gunk. Then after that I'll throw a quick coat of black on top just to see how that goes. The other side, the ones that has plastic to them, I'm not gonna bore you with that. I'll just leave them aside. I'll deal with them later because I want to show you the product that I'm using for that. As for this one, it's just a normal primer, the one that we used previously. Okay, let me wax and grease remove all the dirt and apply a fresh coat of primer and see how that goes, and I'll show you how the final product. Cool. There you have it, wax and grease removed, all the dirt, and apply 2 coats of primer. Looking good, and the sun is out, so it should bake pretty fast. Once it's done, we'll apply the matte black on top. It's gonna look cleaner and fresher. Let's see how that goes. And there it is, painted and beautiful. Good thing about it, I didn't end up having any runs whatsoever, and whilst there are some imperfections due to the piece itself, the plastic trim itself or the metal trim itself has some problems, the fact that we painted with matte black, that will cover it up. Again, those 2 pieces, imagine this, it's gonna be here basically, so it's not like you're gonna see pretty much all the details in it. It's good to see it as black in one unified color. There is no overspray of blue or anything. So similarly, with the other plastic pieces that we just cleaned up, it's gonna be over here and over here. This is how it should be, proper black. Anyways, it's a beautiful day, it's a sunny day. I think enough working on the Subaru. It's time to take my daily for a quick wash. For those who are hardcore Subaru fan, next video is going to be a bit disturbing for you. As you can see, it was clearly easy, especially after we wet sanded and everything. We just wax and grease removed all the dirt, and bam, as if it's almost brand new. Now granted, I could have used the Auto Glim, the one that I had, in order to give this shine, but keep in mind I'm not after the shine. This one already had some overspray, blue overspray. So the Auto Glim will actually clean it up. Apologies, the sun reflection might not be a good position to show you. So yeah, I was saying the Auto Glim, the one that we had to shine up the trims, might actually shine it up, but would not get rid of the blue overspray. Especially this area. This area was actually in a bad shape. And I opted to go with the matte black. That way it gives the illusion that it's an actual genuine color, rather than going for the gloss black, which will be a bit overkill. As you can see, these are the doors. It's already been painted. I've done them behind the scenes because we've seen it before, so what's the big deal? It's already cleaned, everything is ready about it, and unfortunately I ran out of paint, so I won't be able to paint the door jambs. I'm gonna have to go to Super Cheap Auto and get me new paint, and yeah. Oh yeah, I posted on Instagram, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, whilst this one is waiting, so I might as well just show you. I got the fog light covers, so I figured to show it to you. So this is basically how the cover will look like. So it's kind of stuck over here. Now I could have gone with the normal blue one or normal complete cover, which is a bit mundane and a bit, I don't know. Everybody has something similar to that, so where's the difference? So I figured might as well just go with something like that, and it already comes with the mesh, where the mesh basically covers it up. So the cover will be there, but at the same time you still can switch the fog light on and it'll work. So it's more like aesthetically. Where this one will go, let me show you, for those who can't imagine that. So this is the bumper. Basically this one with the mesh and everything should basically go somewhere here. I don't know, gotta have to look where it goes, but I would assume, oh yeah, there it is. It should go somewhere like this. See? So imagine the mesh is over here. That basically protects it. Now what I'm going to do with this one, this needs to go blue with the same color that we're actually painting the car with. And for the mesh itself, I'm not gonna go with the black because it comes standard with black. What I'm thinking, and please feel free to comment and tell me if you do agree or disagree, because it's a black one, I'm thinking to change the color to go with red. Like imagine this red. So the frame will be blue, this one will be red, and the fog light itself is yellow, so when you switch it on, it'll beam up all yellow. That will give a good contrast, because too much shiny blue might be a bit too much, hence you gotta have to dial it down a bit with some other colors. I'm thinking to go with the red, because if I'm gonna go with the yellow, whilst it looks beautiful, it defeats the purpose of tinting the fog light, because we've already done it yellow, so I don't wanna double do it, if you know what I mean. I figured to go with the red. If not, I might actually go with white. It's just, the idea is to have something that stands out. Like I said, I'm leaning towards the red. Feel free, if you think red is not the right option, please throw a comment over there just to tell me what other option you think. I'm not a tech wizard, so I can't render that in the computer to see how it'll look like, but I'm just imagining it in my head, and I think the red will be good. Anyways, whilst these ones dry out, I still got some other ones that has a severe damage of a spray. See this one? It's pretty much the same concept. Now, since this one is painted, I'm just gonna wait a bit more until it's completely dry. I might get it outside, let it bake under the sun. The other two that we painted, there they are. They're completely dry and black and beautiful. So because they're clean, because they're painted and everything, what I'm thinking, I might actually put them inside my house. That way, no more overspray on them, and I get to get rid of this bulky thing that clogging up space in here. All right? let me tidy things up and I'll put those on and move on to that phase, okay? Okay, so this is the second one. This is basically the molding that goes on top over here. So it comes over here all the way to the back. Okay, look, it's supposed to be all black. I just want you to see. There you go. It started all blue. Just want you to see it before and after. And this is the other one as well. It's not as bad, but it does have. Okay, I'm gonna wax grease because it's already been wet sanded. We've already done that, so we're just gonna wax grease, remove all the gunk, then shoot it with another paint. I'll put you on a time lapse and we'll see how the end result will be. Cool. Check it out. It's still drying, mind you, but check it out. Remember, it used to be blue all over. Look how black now it looks. It's shiny now because, like I said, the paint is still wet. Once it dries, it'll look far much better and unified all over. See, I know it may appear small jobs, but at the end of the day, trust me, aesthetically, they will make the car pop as it should be. I'll try to align it somewhere because, as you can see the other side over there, I've got the other trims that I painted earlier. I'll let them over there to dry. Probably I'm just going to remove them all. I still got the cowl, the piece that goes over here. I might paint it. I know it's plastic. I might paint it because it's a bit old. If not, I've got the, what do you call it? Windshield washer wiper. I might need to paint their the arms on them because they're a bit bad. I can't show you now. Actually, let me just show you. Let me scoot under and show you what we got. So this is it. See how it's bad? Basically, this is the part that you need to paint. The other is, like, the rest is not bad, but this one definitely needs some sanding before painting it. And probably the other side will be the same situation. See this one? Already dry. It looks amazing. Not bad of a job. Cool. Okay, check it out. This is after wet sanding it. See? This part we don't have a problem with. It's all complete, all black, all unified. There is no scratch whatsoever. It's the other part, and this is after wet sanding. Look what I found. Like, look how it is. It's just bare metal. This is the leftover from the original paint. That's it. Anything else and everything else is just basically gone. And this is the other side. Now, a couple things you just need to know. In order for me to paint this one, I needed to make sure that there is no flakes, there is no old paint that will compromise the new paint, either by the looks or the quality. It reacts in a certain way. So that's why we wet sanded it. Any flakes, any paint that is about to peel, we peeled it off basically. The rest, as you can see over here, this is the original paint and it's still stuck over there. It's not going anywhere. What I've done with the wet sand, I made sure that it all unified, as much as I can, mind you. So granted, you might notice some differences when the original paint or the new paint applies. But I feathered it as much as I can so that to the hand, to the feel, it feels all one go on both sides and everywhere. Why? Because this is a good paint. It's already still there. I don't see the point of removing it. Now, I wet sanded it, that's why it's rough a bit, which means the new paint can actually stick to it. Because it's a bare metal, what I'm thinking, I'll apply a primer on this one, on both basically, then apply the black paint. Let me just dry it out, wax and grease remove any dirt whatsoever, although I actually dunked it in water. So technically, there should not be anything. Look at my hand is actually clean. I'll wax grease, well, dry, wax grease, primer, then paint. there you have it. I don't know if you've noticed, I've changed the location and put it under the sun, that way it bakes even faster. Check it out. Now I'll take it inside for you guys to see it properly without sun reflection whatsoever, but first impression, what do you think? I think it's actually pretty good. Turned out alright from all angles and everything. Now I think I'm gonna have to spray some more once this one is dry. I'm just gonna have to adjust it back into original position so that I can paint the corners from the hinges and both sides. But so far, I'm liking what I've done. Not bad. And there you have it. Freshly painted. See how clean? Almost brand new. And this is the other one. Same thing. Clean. See, remember when I told you you'll notice some? There you go. Can you see it? Slightly. Now, if I wet sanded even more, I may have got away with it. But that would have been probably mean that I'm compromising the actual paint. The original paint that is over there. So I'm not going to do that. So far, it looks good. I'm happy with this one. I'm just going to pack them. That way, at least, I know whenever I need to use them, they're ready, they're clean. The other ones, I left them outside to bake just a bit more under the sun. There you go. They're drying out. Now it's time to bring the car inside, and hopefully that's the end of it. Okay. Wow. It's a hot day. It's 37, almost 37. Yeah. So that's why I'm trying to work inside, not work outside. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Please consider subscribing. And I hope you enjoyed today. It's one of those things that you may overlook, but towards the end, they do add extra value to the car and makes it look more OEM and more original. You take care of yourself, and until I'll see you next time, okay? Yalla.